Actually, when we were talking to Mike yesterday, Dr. Newman and I met with Mike, and he said he wanted a program that lasted 3 hours and at least 20 people giving a speech. So we had to really talk him out of it, you know. But first thing is, thank you very much for letting me say a few words on behalf of Dr. Meeser and myself. It is wonderful to see some, and I'm not going to say former colleagues, but former friends come back for this celebration. I don't want to miss anybody, but as I look around the room, I do see a number of them. Mike has been here since December of 1994. Quite a long time, except I think the person who hired him is right here, Dr. Bob Crosier. I didn't come on board until 2003, and shortly after coming on board, I realized that if I had a question related to ISSS, if I wanted to get the thorough version, I would go right here to Bob, and he would tell me about the history of the regulation going back to 1831. But if I wanted to get a yes or no answer, then this was the guy to go to. And right away, when Bob was out of the office and we had something going on that was important, Mike would always be the first person I would go to. So now we come down to actually retiring, and I know he's been thinking about this a long time, actually retiring. You know you're not going to be, you're not going to be retiring. You're leaving this building for a while, but you will always be considered a friend and a colleague, and welcome back with open arms. But whenever it comes to retirement, you know, there's been an awful lot written about retirement. And I always like to look up a few quotes, because I don't like reinventing the wheel. I like to see what other people have said. Now, I don't have one. I don't think I have one, but I have some like I have. And these retirement quotes come in several different varieties of what they talk about. One of them, of course, has to do with time. And a couple of those go like this. The trouble with retirement is that you never get a day off. Okay? That was somebody named Abe Lemons.
I think it was a basketball player or basketball coach.
Or when a man retires and time is no longer a matter of urgent importance, his colleagues generally present him with a watch. That makes a lot of sense too. But then another theme has to do with money, because you know when you retire, it's a little bit more difficult to make the budget stretch. So this is author unknown. Retirement can be a great joy if you can figure out how to spend time without spending money. Although you have some ideas. Another one comes from the famous boxer George Foreman. The question isn't at what age I want to retire, it's at what income. And then Will Rogers, one of my favorite people. Half our life is spent trying to find something to do with the time we have rushed through life trying to save. But we know what Mike will be spending his time doing, because there's a stand over there with some interesting things on it. And that brings me up to the last quote. If people concentrated on the really important things in life, there'd be a shortage of fishing poles. So Mike, you are entitled to joy, fun, and filling your days with everything you ever wanted to do. You leave a huge vacancy here. We need to now find the official replacement who will give tough love. Because just like when Sharon left, I remember saying that Sharon was the heart of the office, and we had to find. But Mike was the guy who gave the tough love, so now we have to find someone to step into those shoes. So Mike, Godspeed, all the best to you. Thank you very much for every single day you were here. We appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you, sir.
Michael's been here for 22 years, right? Actually, I don't know what.
I didn't like the speech.
I don't know
know what happened, but actually I don't go to Mike for the short answers anymore. Maybe he took on your role.
Well, the answer to that is yes and no. Yeah.
I'm actually up to say something too, because like I said, I'm coming on my 2nd year anniversary next week. And so I'll be here relatively. Very small, yeah. As far as Mike is concerned, the thing that sticks out for me for Mike is that he's just constantly has things that are positive to say about the people he works with. I don't think there's too many people who I've met that I could say that they've never had anything negative to say about their colleagues. So I think that speaks volumes for you, Mike. And it's
Well, that made the wrong volume.
yeah, no. You're just a really good person to work with, and you'd be great with this. And thank you. It's been a real honor in the short time that we've had to work together. And like I said, I was only here with Mike for 2 years. Bob, you're what? How long did you work with Mike?
As long as he was here.
Okay, so
24.
let me give you the mic then to say something.
Actually, for years and years, as one of the training things for new international students when they first came in, we did kind of a skit, a staff skit, which was looking for Mike.
Lucy doing that.
Yes, and it was kind of Mike, of course, but confused everybody. Get used to the language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mike came here. I met Mike at a NAFSA regional conference in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
That is correct.
And I think I talked with Mike and then had to run out and get on the minibus to take us out to the airport. I think Mike put a curse on the whole thing because we sat in the airport for about 9 hours. Some people have been there all day and never made it out because of the rainstorm. And I think Mike was one that was actually able to drive home.
I took U.S. Highway 412 to Tulsa.
The Oklahoma roads made it. But I can say that I never regretted bringing Mike to Texas Tech. He's been a major asset to the university. And I want to thank you for all the years here, Mike. It's been great.
Here.
Yay!
You sold your way, some people here to honor you and some of your students. And again, I'm sure you're happy that STEM OUT just came out last month. You don't have to deal with that or this anymore. It's getting to be less complicated. But I'm going to give you the mic to say this.
Thank you very much. STEM OBT, that's a good thing to not have to deal with, quite frankly. On the other hand, that doesn't mean there weren't challenges and that we didn't get things done. And I talked with Dr. Mishra some time ago about this and the fact that it wasn't so much, the things that got done, but it was participation, working with people, trying to do your best, and trying to communicate, decide what the divisions of labor were, and then get the job done so we could get our students through their programming and on into their classes. I think that doing that, I learned a lot And during that time, that's when Texas Tech actually grew as a institution, and people really came to know this university. When I came here, it was like Tumbleweed Tech, as a lot of people often refer to it back in those days. And indeed, I wondered if I would stay here. But I just had a feeling with folks like Bob and Sandy and the whole gang, we've had some people leave, but they were just fabulous people to work with. And that's what I want to emphasize here, is that we really do have a good team. We have a good team in the ISSS and also in study abroad and student life. These people give their lives, give their time to help our university and our office assist students. And that's what volunteering is about. It's not doing something just to help students. It's doing something because it's important to us as human beings. And that's why I did what I did. It wasn't always easy. We always had some issues that would pop up that weren't, the most fun things to deal with, but still, we all as a team, and I really want to emphasize you, not so much me, as a team we work together. As a team, we make this university, this office what it is, and that's why Texas Tech is really on the map. Let me just say something else about certain individuals here, because I really have to, folks, and give me this chance. First of all, I want to say happy birthday to Ambassador Nagy. Come on, folks. You set me up to do that and everything, I think. But still, Ambassador Nagy has always been here to help me. We've had times where we have talked frankly, open-heartedly, and we've talked about issues that are important to us, and I am very thankful that he has done that. In the short time that I've been here, also Dr. Mishra has helped out and has talked to me about things, certainly regarding Gavin, my oldest son, as well as regarding the university and our programming and everything. I want to thank you for your leadership also and your help in terms of making and moving this office into an area where, be quiet, moving this office into, I have to be a father now also, into an area where, we are going to have a lot of things happening here at Texas Tech. I've got to ask you, I don't know what happened regarding a certain gentleman there, but you got to tell me. At any rate, certainly, those two is from leadership, but there was leadership from everywhere else. And the one person I really have to give my heart and my heartfelt thanks to is Dawn Sapisa. We have Dawn helped me in so many situations, and she was the type of person who could scold me, and she knew that I wasn't going to get upset. But Dawn also was there because we both had personal experiences that were the same. And without this office understanding what I went through, I wouldn't have got through it. Dawn was one of those people that helped. Sandy and Bob also helped. It's a horrible thing. Forget about anyone else. It's a horrible thing when a child of yours dies. And and Dawn certainly knew how I felt in that regard. I also have to pay homage to Bob and Sandy. They really were always wonderful. I know they were wonderful to Dawn back in 1991, but Bob and Sandy were always super to me. They always extended their heart and their hand to me to help me. And I have to say thank you, Sandy, thank you, Bob, very much for your love and your help and assisting me in that type of situation. The other guy that actually, I'm just amazed with it. He's a perfect big bear, and that's Brian Rich. The guy is always around doing things. I don't see Brian here, but there he is. Brian, this guy is good at what he does, and I like what he does and what he's done to help our department. Really, I do. He's done and my two twinsies there, okay, and Dickie. When we came in, we didn't know what was going to happen with undergraduate admission. So, I said, I'm going to go over, and I went over and met him. We started talking, and all of a sudden,
were my friends. They were really my colleagues and everything. I really appreciate both of you for your love and for helping us and helping me. And I hope I helped you out a little bit as well. I also like this little girl here, but I won't say anything more. That's it. Okay.
No, you need to say something. Don't do that.
I won't go there. Now, she's been a wonderful friend because she's from a state that's next door to Indiana, and that's where I was born. Outside of that, I like her a lot, and we've had some wonderful conversations. I think, again, Tracy is another person who's an up-and-coming administrator. I can see this guy being vice president at a medium-sized university one of these days. Tracy. And I need everybody. It's everybody here. It's Christy, and it's also Enola. Christy Felton has always been there for me. Enola has been my new person who is like a grandma, mama. She's always been around saying, now, Mike, you better get this thing done here, you know, and they have one about it. But, I mean, there's just so many. I also think that Christy Serwin is going to be an outstanding student advisor and counselor. Christy, we welcome you, and we're glad to see you here. Of course, I can say, I know I'm almost finished here, folks. I'm almost finished. I promise you, but I have to say, this is like Academy Awards. This is crazy. You know, Sharon Hale was also here when I had those rough times and everything with the loss of Chris. But, you know, someone said once, we were kind of like, she was my office wife and I was and everything. But I mean, I think we're close because of age and because of just simply understanding what people go through at our age and everything. And I thank you, Sharon, for always being here for me as well. If I really missed anybody, I apologize. Here's Kathy here. Kathy will come and ask me and be adamant about getting information. I think who? Oh, God. But let me just say, Kathy comes in, she asks for information, and she demands an answer, and I go, of course, I have to give it to her. She's growing and doing a wonderful job as a counselor. And yeah, what can I say? What can I say about Karen? I mean, Karen, I told Arlene it's okay. Either way. Karen, thank you very much for your support and your help and always being there for me. Sometimes putting me down, but you know, we can look at the eye, we can understand each other. Thank you very much. I love you for that. Thank you. Thank you. And last, I don't want to leave without saying thank you to my, are you listening? Arlene, to my lovely wife, Arlene.
Yay!
There are things that she knows, surprisingly, and she's there and she says, you can't do that, you know, and that kind of thing. And she's here because, I mean, she kind of sets things sets things straight with me, and I'm glad to have her, and she changed my life also and made me a better person because of what she and her family represent. Her father, who's a retired Baptist minister, came to see us last summer, and he was a character. And their whole family is wonderful. Everybody, I love you very much. I thank you very much for your professionalism, your collegiality in this work, in this field, and for your continuous work in terms of making this office the kind of office it should be, and the kind of office that can make Texas Tech an even better institution. Thank you very much. By the way, Gay, I love you too. Also, of course, Richard.